Oh, welcome back to the show, guys. Another exciting episode of Lay It On with Brad Leone. I'm your host, Brad Leone, for those of you just joining. And I like to do a little rant, little catch up. Just got out of Thanksgiving. It was great. We go up to my wife's family side of the of the my wife's side of the family. And it's great. They do for the Thanksgiving. They and I've come to miss it now, but I'm getting ahead of myself. They do like all the classics, like stuffing and cranberry sauce and gravy, and someone brings, I don't know, fucking Brussels sprouts or something. But instead of turkey, they do lobster, which is great, And I got a good connection, living on the coast here, so we bring the lobster down and we throw it in the old Yeti cooler with a little wet towel, a little seaweed if you have it. And they're good for a day or two, And we bring them down there, we steam them. All right, they're getting dialed in over there. We go to Aunt Mariana's and Mark's. Mark's like an old. He used to run like he was a merchant marine, and he would do like cross continental cargo ships. And then he ran like he's like brilliant. He's like fucking Rain Man with a wrench. I mean, he was the engineer, like head engineer on the Staten Island ferry for a long time, or some shit like that. And anyway, cool dude. And he's over there ripping pens and deep frying a turkey. And I oversaw the steaming of the crustaceans, of the old lobster bugs. And they came out great. You get to pound in a quarters. I rented an excavator from United Rentals. I wish they would sponsor my show and just give me an old piece of equipment. A little excavator would be awesome, but they're like $7 million and whatever. But anyway, I rented one to do some stuff I had to get done. And it's not too bad. It really isn't too bad. It was great, man. I did what I had to do, and then I helped the kids. They're like, "Can you help us with they have an underground fort. It's a hole that we dug. It was pretty big, but I really kind of stepped it up with the excavator this time, and we dug it out a bit more. And I can stand in it, and you could hide a Honda Accord in it, like very easily. And we put some board, I guess some nice lumber for them and some plywood, and pulled together all the scraps, and we put a roof on it and covered it with dirt and. Carolyn went and cut down like cedar branches and shit, and we built a door. I put some really heavy duty hinges, and we made a little door, and they got a nice little underground fort, and it's awesome. That's what it's all about. All right, it's Monday. We're right in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, back on the old workhorse, the old grinding wheel of life. When I was younger, there was this old timer that worked at the Mobile in Vernon Valley, New Jersey. And, he had old, like, silver handlebar, mustache, old hair, whatever. And, hey, how's it going, brother? Fill it up, because, in New Jersey, someone pumps your gas. And he'd always be like, oh, how's it going, brother? Back on the grinding wheel, brother. Ugh. Before we get into today's guest, let's open up the calls. Let's take some calls. I've been really loving the phone calls you guys have been sending in, the messages, the videos, the letters, the questions, the concerns, the thoughts, the ideas. You send them right over to Lay It On Brad Leone. That's Lay It On Brad Leone, Leone, at gmail.com. And I'll get back to you. So, all right, first call. This call coming in. Oh, it's a video call from me. Love ya, Mimi. Video call from Mimi. Let's go ahead and watch this. This is going to be, I've been waiting for another video call for, gosh darn it, sometime. Here we go. Oh, this is fun.
Hello there. This is my pantry. These are things that either just expired or about to expire, and I was wondering if you had any ideas of what I could do to use them up as quickly as possible. So we got some gochujang, we've got some, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what those are. Some sort of noodle. Some whole amaranth. Some currants. I have like 3 containers of those, actually. And some dried porcinis. Any and all suggestions appreciated. Thanks, Brad.
Dang. Well, dang, Mimi. Well, first of all, I don't know. You probably don't need to worry too much. And thanks for the video message, for sharing a little bit of your pantry with us. And to be honest, Mimi, I don't think you have too much to worry about with as far as the expiration of some of those things. It sounds like, I wouldn't go holding me to it in a court of law, but it sounds like some lawyer language, Does it smell sour? Otherwise, it's probably fine. Same with those dried currants, and not for nothing, those curry noodles you got, save those for the apocalypse, babe, because I think those are going to be fine too. And the gochujang, that thing wasn't even open, so I don't think you have anything to worry about. But you could make yourself a nice little kimchi or something with all that gochujang, or some type of fun little ferment or stew. Make a whole big thing of jerky paste, like a nice little rub with that. You can make some jerky. Or you got them dried porcinis and some of that amaranth, maybe some type of like soup or stew, or, I don't know. It doesn't seem like you have too much of a problem going on there, Meanie. So thanks for sharing. And I say push the limits on your expiration and have a little fun. I'd say make some jerky. All right. And if you're a vegetarian, then make, braised tofu, steamed tofu covered in gochujang. And heck yeah, Mimi. You're the best, Mimi. Thanks for calling in. And I love you. Any more questions, concerns, thoughts, or ideas, send it on into layitonbradleone@gmail.com. Go ahead, like and subscribe if you care to. It's just a nice thing to do around the holidays. And thanks, guys. We love the show. And we love the show, Brad. Who you speaking for yourself, bud? You like your show? That's a good start. All right. Our next guest, we got a real handsome fella, a real cutie pie, a real crowd pleaser. All right. Maybe you known him from the show. I've never seen it in my life. The Bachelor, or the Bachelorette, one of them. It's one of those. But he was on it. Real heartthrob, witty, smart, charming. What else has he got going on? He's on the Sweet Empire on Sundays, 9 p.m. on the Food Network, where they're cooking off competition, my favorites. And he's going to be hosting that up. It's the one and the only. Maybe you saw him this past Thursday for Thanksgiving, where he did the Macy's Day live stream on TikTok. It's the one, the only, the legendary Wells Adams. Well, thanks for joining. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, where you're calling in from, Wells?
I'm in New York right now, but I'm not. I don't live in New York. My wife's doing a Broadway show, so I'm out here for the holidays and visiting her, and then going back to L.A., where I normally would be doing this in my studio, but you've got the New York apartment set up today.
Right, tight, small.
Yeah,
classic New York, man. Well, a shout out to your wife. What's the name of her the show she's got going on?
It's called Just in Time. It's the story of Bobby Darin. She plays Connie Francis. So Bobby Darin was a famous singer who famously did Splish Splash or Mac the Knife. And yeah, she plays his love interest, and my wife makes out with another man 8 times a week. And it's totally fine.
It's art, Wells. You got to remember, and it's going to be that's exciting, man. Heck yeah!
Jonathan Groff is playing Bobby Darin. He was famously the king in Hamilton, and he's been in Disney and Mindhunter. He's lovely. So it's a great show. If you have a chance to go to New York, go see Just in Time on Broadway.
Very cool, man. Yeah, New York for the holiday season. I mean, I know it could be starting to get cold. But there's a cleanliness to it. There's something nice about, and it's not too cold yet in New York, but it's just there's something nice about the coldness of New York as well.
I think the holidays in New York, there's no better place to be. I just did I hosted for NBC for the parade, so I got to be seeing. I was on the streets seeing all the stuff go by, and it's just there is nothing more magical than New York during the holidays.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's something about it, right? Maybe it's just because it's one of New York's and one of the country's oldest cities, right? There's just something about or maybe it's because there's so many movies shot in it too, right? It's such a storybook city, whether it's romanticized or not. There's the hustle and bustle and the grind, but there's also that beautiful magic to it too. Yeah, New York's great, man. Well, before we go, where'd you grow up, Wells?
I grew up in Monterey, California, so 2 hours out to San Francisco, right on the water there. Beautiful place to grow up. I wish that I recognized how awesome it was when I was there. I thought it was a small, stupid little town, and now all I want to do is make enough money to be able to retire there. But yeah, so I grew up in Monterey. I went to Ole Miss. I went to the University of Mississippi for college, for undergrad. I was a broadcast journalism major and did radio there, and then moved to Nashville. Was in Nashville for 12 years, did radio there, and then I got into TV, and then moved out to LA.
Well, Wells, you kind of have a I mean, I don't even know if this was your department or not, but you kind of have a radio voice.
Oh yeah, it used to be like 92.1 the new Saddle Rebel radio, like 100.1 WRLT radio Nashville. But now I just do my normal voice.
Right, yeah, heck yeah. So Monterey, man, I've been up there one time. I did an event with Alfa Romeo, the car company.
Oh, for the Concours d'Elegance.
I believe if that's what you want to call it. I know it was just like a really big the Monterey car show out there. If that's what it is.
Yeah.
First time I was out there, but absolutely gorgeous, man. Growing up there must have been pretty cool, right? It's just hilly and kind of. I mean, I was there once, but like, yeah. I mean, so what is it? It's south of San Francisco.
Yeah, 2 hours south of San Francisco. It's across the peninsula from Santa Cruz, which is kind of like famously like where Mavericks is. But it's this. And it's really close to Big Sur, which is this really beautiful meeting of mountains and sea. That part of the Highway 1, the PCH, is, I think, the most beautiful in the country. And yeah, so it was a lovely place to grow up, and I love going back and seeing my folks, and yeah.
Did you spend much time on the water or fishing or surfing or anything like that?
I had friends that surfed. We would go to Carmel Beach. We'd go park on Scenic, and we would watch sunset almost every night, smoke a lot of pot. And I didn't surf because there's sharks there, but I had friends that surfed. I was more of the like, let's build a bonfire and I'll play Jack Johnson songs on my guitar. I was that asshole.
No, it's an important tool in the quiver,
yes.
man. It helps paint the picture for everyone. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Well, that sounds delightful, man. Ole Miss. So that's I didn't I didn't do the whole college route. But Ole Miss is a rather large school, right?
Not when I went there. I think it was like 13,000 undergrad when I went there. I think it's gotten bigger now, but yeah, we're in the news right now because Lane Kiffin just left us, and that's something that we're having to deal with.
Or maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It's a very big sports school.
Yeah, I mean, like famously,
Football.
Eli Manning went there. I was there when Eli was there, and so yeah,
Shout
I mean,
out to them.
it's a very fun. It was the best 5 years of my life, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, it was probably a blast.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, Eli Manning. How are you, a football guy?
I am, and we are. This season, we're 11-1. We've a 99% chance of getting into the playoff, and our coach leaves us right before the freaking playoff starts. It's heartbreaking, but it is what it is.
Are you talking college?
Yeah, I mean, I like college. I like college more than pro, but I'm a big.
Yeah,
I enjoyed. Unfortunately, my two teams are the Raiders, who are terrible, and the Tennessee Titans, who are terrible. So.
You got a tough thing going on right
hard
now.
sledding.
Coach, you got your coach for college. He's jumping ship for like $25 million or something, right? And he's
$100 million.
$100 million to coach college football.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, right? Big money business. And he's going to start buying up some players. And before you know it, it's going to be the same damn thing as the NFL.
It already is. The transfer portal has made it. It's just professional sports with younger people.
So these kids are getting paid though now, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was like right.
That's why Ole Miss is good, is because our alumni was willing to shell out a bunch of money to pay these kids. It's called the Grove Fund. Please go put money into it because we need it more than ever because freaking Lane Kiffin left. But yeah, it's professional sports with kids.
So what's the deal with Lane? Was he like the coach forever?
The past 6 years, he did a great job, and kind of he famously like does this. He like leaves for better jobs. He did it at Tennessee. He did it. He got fired on the tarmac at SC. He got kicked out of Alabama to go coach in Florida, and so he kind of famously has done this. But he's been on a huge change his image over the past 6 years as he's been at Ole Miss, which he's done, and then he ended up doing exactly what he's always done. I can't believe that I'm upset about something that I totally knew was going to happen, but here we are.
Yeah, especially for $100 million.
I mean, I get it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
not bad. And then I was going to say Oakland, but that's what I was trying to bring. The Raiders, man. You know what? I was never a huge Raiders fan, but I also kind of liked them too. But I don't think I could follow it when they left Oakland. It's kind of like the Raiders that was Oakland. That was like the Oakland Raiders. Now they're in Vegas. It's just kind of just cheapens it for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, they were in LA too. They have no allegiance to any place, I don't think. I actually think that they fit. The Raiders fits Vegas more than any other city that they could possibly be in, if I'm being honest.
So did they go from Oakland to L.A. or L.A. to Oakland?
I don't know. They were in L.A. I know that. It was the L.A. Raiders for a long time. And I don't know. Who knows? But they're in Vegas now, and nothing is more Raiders than a town full of sinning and gambling and
I guess you're right.
Booze and drugs.
I guess it makes sense. Yeah, pirates go to Vegas.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ole Miss, man. Then you get into radio, you said, and you moved out to Nashville. Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long? What were you doing out in Nashville?
Well, my thought is that if I'm going to go do radio, I should go do it where they make music. So that I went to Nashville. At the time, my sisters went to Vanderbilt, so I had like a connection there. And so I went up to Nashville, and it was kind of before it popped, and got a job as like the overnight jock at like a cool indie radio station called Lightning 100. And then, people got fired or quit or died, and eventually I just like moved up the ladder at that radio station, and then I got the morning show, which was like really popular and just the show that like kind of everyone wants in the radio world, and did that for a couple years. And then iHeart came and was like, "You're screwing up our ratings. We're going to buy your contract out," and they threw a bunch of money at me and then threw me into a studio. And at the end of my run in Nashville, I was doing a morning show on the alt station, I was doing afternoon drive on classic rock, and I was doing nights on CHR, which is like pop. I just lived in a studio, and then I was like, I think I need to get a different job. So then I got into reality TV, and here we are.
Well, that's a lot. That was a lot to unpack there. So I like the buyout of your contract from, what'd you say, iHeart?
Mm-hmm.
Well, were you mad about that? I mean, it doesn't sound like the worst thing, I guess.
No, it was awesome. So in radio, radio's it's kind of dying now, but like at the time, the thing that you wanted to be was syndicated. And that's effectively like you do the show in New York, but it's syndicated to 50 other markets, right?
Right.
And so I desperately wanted to be syndicated, a la like, Seacrest is syndicated all over the country.
Z100 or some shit
exactly.
back in the day, right?
And so I couldn't do it at the station I was at originally, at Lightning 100. It was just too small of a station. And so like the thought was, okay, I have to go to iHeart, a place that does syndicate its talent. And so that's what I did. And I tried to get a show syndicated. It never happened. And yeah, but I still work for iHeart. I do a podcast for them. So
yeah. Well, man, radio back in the day too. I mean, it was king, right? I mean, and it wasn't even that long ago. I mean, what time frame are we talking about when you were down in Nashville?
I was there from 2007 to 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you, in your 20s? Or?
I love that you said that. I'm 41, baby.
No, not now. Let's not get silly, Wells. I'm
Damn it.
I'm talking about when you were in Nashville.
Yeah, so I left college, went to Nashville. So I was 21 or 22, whatever it was. And then, then I left in my 30s.
Right, yeah. And, man, so I would imagine, like back then, if you got like those guys that were, I mean, I don't know why I keep saying Z100. I guess it's just what comes in my mind. They were, because that was a New York thing, and it kind of sucked, but it was also kind of cool when you were younger and it was on the radio. Those guys were making big money, right? Like, back in like,
I mean, like the Howard Sterns of the world, crushed.
Are gone.
But I think that I'll tell you how much I made $30,000 at Lightning 100. I was able to buy a house making $30,000 in Nashville. Like that's how wild this is. Like,
yeah, but back then 30,000, that was like making 80.
Yeah. And then when I went to iHeart, I think I got paid 50. But then I made like another 50 with like, it was all endorsements, right? So I was like me being like, you got to go to, Bob's Auto Lot and, do this thing. And so I made like auxiliary money that way. So yeah, it wasn't bad. For some kid in their 30s, it was pretty good.
No, that's awesome, man. It's better than swinging a hammer or something.
Yeah.
So how'd you get, it sounds like quite the transition to getting into reality television. I mean, it's not like you just go like tell me where'd that idea come from, and how'd that come to
So
I was
I was on The Bachelorette. I don't know if you know like how much of
Bachelorette.
Yeah, I was on a bad, dating reality TV show. So
Yeah, but that was like Maine. That was like CBS. That was like
ABC.
like
it was
ABC.
the biggest ratings juggernaut when I first started, for sure. There. Anyways, how it happened is that I had an intern on my morning show that would like tell me reality TV gossip, right? So like someone would come in and be like, okay, this is what's happening on Real Housewives, this is what's happening on The Bachelor, this is what's happening on Vanderpump Rules, and like I would play what's going on? I don't know, even though I watch all those shows. And then a casting director hit me up and was like, would you like to audition to come on this show? And I was like, oh my God, this will be amazing fodder for my radio show, right? Like I have the inside look at, what this process looks like. And so I went to do an audition, and I showed up. It was at a hotel in Nashville. And I was there, and like, I was a super big hipster at the time, like cafe racer motorcycle, all leather jackets, slouchy beanie, like leather boots. And I remember I walked in wearing all denim, like full Canadian tuxedo. And I looked around and all the guys were in suits and tuxes, because that's what you wear when you get out of the limo on The Bachelorette. And I was
Gotcha.
like, oh no, I've already screwed this up. So I went up to do my audition, and I was like, this is just for like my radio show. This will be funny. And then like 40 minutes later, these two casting directors were dying laughing at like, I was doing like a radio bit that I had done earlier that day. And then they were like, yeah, are you busy in April and May? And I was like, oh, I think I booked this. So then I went on the show. The girl didn't like me all that much. She liked me as a person, but like she didn't want to screw me,
Right.
which was unfortunate. But it made sense because she ended up marrying Jordan Rogers, Aaron Rodgers' brother. I mean, I would have fucked him over me too. So anyways, but I was really good at like narrating the show because of like my radio background. So they kept me around the show for a longer time than I probably should have been there because of that, I think. And then they wanted me to go on a show called Bachelor in Paradise. And I was like, I can't. First, I've taken so much vacation time from my job at iHeart that I can't do this. And they were like, we really want you. And I was like, I can't. I'm out. No, thank you. And I finally was like, if you paid me to go do the show, like if you made me the bartender, I could go do this. And they were like, oh, that's a good idea. And then that was 8 years ago and 8 seasons ago. And that's how I got into And that's how I got into being the bartender / therapist on Bachelor in Paradise. And then, I mean, obviously because of my radio background, I have like an ability to host things. And so like right now I'm on a Food Network show called Sweet Empire Winter Wars. And it's a, hyper realistic baking competition on Food Network and on HBO Max. And so that's been really fun. I've hosted other, cooking shows. I did a show called Best in Dough for Hulu and all that stuff. So that's kind of like my weird, meandering, circuitous route into television.
That's wild, man. Did you say 8 seasons?
Yeah. I've done, it's something like 150 episodes or something like that. Like, it's a crazy amount.
Yeah. That's a run right there, Wells. That's some may call that a good chunk of a career right there.
I know. I didn't think it was going to last this long. And now, so my wife, she was on Modern Family. I think they did like 227 episodes, something like that.
All right.
I just want to do more episodes on the show than she did. So now I'm just like hoping for like 3 more seasons I can maybe get there.
Is it still currently, is that a possibility, or is it still?
Yeah, we filmed this last summer, and it aired this summer. And so, they're right now filming The Bachelorette with Taylor Frankie Paul, who is on a show called Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but she's the Bachelorette. It's very possible. Looks like it's very going to happen. Very possible for Bachelor in Paradise to come back next summer, which will be great, and it'll be a fun show.
Do you shoot it in the same spot every time, or
we did for the first 9 seasons? It was in Sayulita, Mexico, which I can't speak more highly of a little town than that place.
Awesome.
super dope place.
Yeah.
But then we moved it to Costa Rica this last summer, which was lovely as well. I'd never been to Costa Rica, but Costa Rica is awesome.
Pure Vida, baby.
Pure Vida, baby.
Costa Rica's great.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like quite the experience, man. So how long do you guys shoot for?
It's a month shoot generally. We used to always shoot in June, but this last year we shot like all of May. And this last season was fun because we added like a challenge element to it. There was money involved, so it turned into a little bit different of a show, which was really fun to kind of embark on doing something that I'd done for so long, just in a different view and a different lens. And I enjoyed it a lot.
Would you say there was money involved as opposed to what before? Just
love, man. You know,
love, baby.
Yeah.
It's probably a pretty fun thing to host and like not be one of the, in the competition, but to just kind of be a step back from a little bit and more of the MC of it all. I can see that kind of being fun. It must be, I mean, I'm not looking for all the tea on the behind the scenes, but it must be, you must have seen a lot of shit in 8 years making that show.
Yeah. And a lot of stuff that's on the cutting room floor, and it probably should be on the cutting room floor from that show.
I bet.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. Like, listen, say what you want about reality TV dating shows. A lot of times people are going on for the quote unquote wrong reasons, become famous, sell stupid stuff on Instagram and stuff. But our show, at least Bachelor in Paradise, is the most successful show in terms of like couples that are still together, that are like married and have kids and stuff. We've got so many like amazing success stories. So it's also really lovely to like look back and be like, oh my God, those people are still together. Like, what an amazing connection that they made. And I was a part of it. Like for my good buddy, Joe, grocery store Joe, and his wife, Serena, I married them. Like I was there for like their entire love story, and then they asked me to marry them, and so like I was like a part of it, which was really lovely.
Grocery store Joe, huh?
Yeah.
Good guy.
Oh, salt of the earth, just good old Italian boy from Chicago, and love him to death.
Now, is everybody like young and attractive in this show? That's kind of like where my brain is.
Yeah, everyone's hot.
Oh.
Everyone's young.
Okay, everyone's hot. Okay, it wasn't like old people or.
Well, this last season we did have so we do a show called Golden Bachelor, which is people in their golden years, and so
that sounds flirtatious.
Yeah,
they don't fuck around right here. When they get into them older ages,
yeah,
the fucking gloves are off. And no one's playing games.
Yeah, it's the funny stat is like there's the most like STD ridden places is old age homes because they don't care,
shit, dude. Yeah.
But no, they were they so we brought them to Paradise this past season, and
I bet you did.
It was very fun. We didn't know if some young girl would go after some like rich old man, or some cougar would take down some.
If history proves anything, is that the answer is yes. Well,
yeah, exactly. I mean, like that's what the world is. If this is supposed to be a microcosm of real life, guess what? This happens all the time. Bill Belichick's a good example of that. It didn't happen on our show, but it was fun to. It was still fun to hope, to dream that maybe that would happen on our screens.
But heck yeah, man, that's incredible. I mean, what a niche, interesting category of like something that you never probably expected to do, but ended up really like being good at and doing for 8 years. I mean, I think that's awesome, man. I mean, it's kind of like what happened with me in like working with YouTube. Like never in a million years did I think I was gonna, work on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let alone cooking on it or whatever. But here we all are, man. And the new show you got going on, what the heck's it called? Sweet Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So is that out now or coming out soon? Or?
Yeah, it's out now. I think we just had our 4th episode, so it's on Food Networks on Sunday nights. It's called Sweet Empire Winter Wars, and yeah, it's it's all these amazing. I call them they're bakers, but really they're just artists. They're like sculptors and like savants when it comes to like making this stuff look so real.
So what's the premises then? What is it? Is it?
So what's fun about this one is on the first episode, I say we got 14 bakers. I say, okay, I want you to make something. I want you to make some cake. It's myself and then 2 other judges, and we decide who the top 6 are. And then it goes full dodgeball from like PE 4th grade where the top 6 have to choose their teams or their empires, right? So then they form these empires. And so, like, if you're a great baker, then you might want a sugar artist. Or if you're a great sugar artist, you might want a chocolatier. And so you have to build your team to be as strong as humanly possible. And each week I give them new challenges to bake. Like this past week, I wanted them to make an amazing holiday meal, right? Like a Thanksgiving meal. And so they had to bake cakes that looked like a ham or yams or fish or steak or a wine bottle for that matter.
Whatever, yeah.
And so as the weeks go on, some empires crumble, some empires grow, some empires start to take on members of empires who have fallen in the past, and teams are being formed. And what's fun about it is it's not just a baking competition. It now becomes almost something like the Challenger Traders, where like your social game is really important, and how you're dealing with your team, and who's the leader and who's the follower, and those dynamics are really fun to watch unfold. And me knowing what happens, it's really fun at the end. So I implore everyone to go. It's a perfect show for the holidays, right? Like you got your kids at home, or you're visiting your parents. Like you throw that on while you're cooking or whatnot. And it being also on HBO Max is so lovely because it doesn't have to be appointment viewing. You don't have to wait to like have some dinner party on Sunday night and have it on. You can just throw it on HBO Max when everyone's home and just binge the entire thing. And obviously it gets you in the holiday spirit because it's just all holiday bakes. And so, yeah, it's a really fun show. I hope everyone goes and watches it.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. And or you guys shoot that in New York, or?
That was in Toronto, which it's weird to shoot a holiday show. I mean, it's similar to like I have actor friends who are like in Hallmark movies. And, you have to go film them in like the summertime, like when it's not the holiday season. And so, yeah, we filmed it in August. But I had the most fun in Toronto. I think that's one of the coolest cities I've ever been to. And I pray to God I get to do the show again. And I pray to God I get to go do it in Toronto because I loved everything about being in that city.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've never been, but it sounds like it's just great food town, just a big melting pot of a lot of stuff going on.
It's like New York, but like really clean and like really safe. I walked everywhere. I was staying downtown, like right by the CN Tower, right where like the baseball team plays. And I went like on ChatGPT and I was like, I'm here for 2 weeks. These are my days off. I want to eat really good food and I want to walk to those places. And then it made me this list and I ate so well there. I mean, I gained weight because I was eating cake every day, but then also Toronto made me gain more weight.
So pretty good walking city then if you're in that down. Yeah.
That place rocks. But don't go in the wintertime. I've been to Toronto in the winter. It sucks. Go in the summertime. It's awesome.
Cold as hell, I bet.
Oh yeah, it's brutal.
So you're full time for the most part living out in California then, or LA?
Yeah, we're in LA, but while Sarah's doing this Broadway show, I'm kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
man. And then Los Angeles, man. How you've been out? You've been living there for a while then, full time?
Yeah, I moved out in 2017. And I mean, it's a little bit of a homecoming for me. I mean, I grew up in California and my mom went to SC. So like coming back to LA wasn't, I think, as big of a shock to me as it is for other people who like didn't grow up in California.
Felt more like home.
Yeah, for sure. And I was able to I could just drive home. It's only it's like a 4.5 hour drive for me. And that was nice. I mean, I love California. It's nice all year round, That Randy Newman song is true. Like,
yeah, it doesn't suck.
It's just another sunny day. I love LA.
Yeah. And, I say it all the time. I mean, like, I do enjoy the seasons. Like the winter definitely kind of sucks sometimes and it's just harder and whatever. But like, what I love about California is the grow season of like, I do a bit of gardening and like just being able to grow like citrus and figs, like just really well. You can grow your own olives. And and it's just all year round like that. I'm pretty jealous of that. That's pretty nice. You do any gardening, Wells?
We've got some fruit trees. I'm so annoyed. Like city planners really screwed us over, where they planted all of these trees that don't produce fruit. The one thing about LA is that everyone's house has some sort of like fruit tree in it, which is awesome, right? Like free food. And so I've got a bunch of citrus trees, which I love. We've got a pear tree that hasn't started producing yet, but I'm excited about it. But fun fact, my dad always wanted to make wine, and we bought a little piece of property in Sonoma, this little town called Cloverdale, which is awesome little wine town, and we started growing grapes up there. So we've been making wine for the past 10 years up there. I mean, we don't sell it; we just like give it away as Christmas gifts and stuff. But that's been really fun. Yeah.
And your family works it? Your dad's up there?
Yeah, my dad and my brother are the two main guys who do it. But I'll go up there we do a big thing called a bottling party, which you kind of create this long, conveyor belt line of work, right? Like, so someone, gets the bottle out, fills it up with the wine, and then hands it over to the next guy, who then puts the cork in, then hands it over to the next guy who puts the shrink wrap on top of it, then puts the next guy who puts it in the box. So that's always really, really fun to make. And every year, it'll be like, all right, so what do we need? And, my wife loves rosé and my sister-in-law loves rosé. So we're like, we need to make a rosé so we can save some money here. So this year we're making rosé for the ladies, which will be fun.
Oh, I love that.
And then they get to go design their own label, which is always fun. And,
Sounds like a great tradition.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
I love that. Yeah. And pretty cool little farm then, huh? Beautiful area.
Yeah. So if everyone knows about Napa, right? Like, but as a local, Napa is like a tourist trap. Like, it's like coming to New York and going to like Times Square, right? Like it's for tourists. Don't go there. And same with Napa. Napa is way too much. Go to this town called Healdsburg. It's now almost kind of too well known, but it's right next door to the town there where we have the house in Cloverdale. But Healdsburg is awesome. You have all the same stuff, like amazing wineries, amazing food. It's just cute. It's on this cute little square surrounding like their courthouse. It's very walkable. So yeah, that place is pretty rad.
Sounds it, man. I love that. The Northern California. I'm a big fan of.
Oh, it's the best.
It kind of is the best. If I didn't end up, my wife's from the Northeast out here too. We got a couple kids, but if I ended up being single for a little bit longer, I probably would have found my way out in the Pacific Northwest or Northern California of some sort there. It's so special.
Yeah. It's almost like a fairy tale, especially like Oregon, Washington, and like Northern California, where you're like, these trees are gigantic. This isn't real.
Yeah, 100%. There's going to be fairies flying around.
Yeah, exactly.
It's out of control. Well, heck yeah, man. Well, it sounds like you got a lot going on with your show, and you have a podcast as well now too, right?
Dude, I've got so many podcasts. It's ridiculous. So I've done this one show called Your Favorite Thing podcast with Brandy Cyrus. So that's like Miley's older sister. I've known her forever. She used to do my radio show with me back in Nashville. So we've done that show forever. And then I do a Traders podcast because I went on Traders last season. And I do that with a couple of housewives from like Real Housewives of Rhode Island or Real Housewives of New York.
What do you mean Traders?
So there's a show called Traders. Have you heard of it?
Not like trader. I don't like trader like like money or like trader like government scandal.
No, it's a reality TV competition show. Have you ever played Mafia or Werewolf at a house party?
I don't think so.
Okay. Think Clue, effectively, right? Like,
all right.
People are getting murdered, people are getting banished, and
right.
It's filmed. It's on Peacock. It's a popular show.
Oh, that sounds
it's
fun.
hosted by Alan Cummings, who's an amazing actor. Anyway, so I do a show about that show that I was on. So if you're a Traders fan, listen to By Order of the Faithfuls. That's a fun one. And then I started a golf podcast with my buddy Chad Mumm, who's the executive producer of Full Swing, the golf show on Netflix. And we started this podcast about a year ago, and next year it's going on the Golf Channel. So it'll be airing on Wednesday mornings. We'll be doing the the Vanity Index Podcast on TV, which is really cool.
Oh, right. Wow. Busy bee over there.
Oh, yeah.
Big golf guy, huh, Wells?
Yeah. It's like my little hobby. You know, growing up in Monterey, it's like the West Coast's mecca for golf, right? It's where Pebble Beach is and everything.
Pebble Beach. That's the one.
Yeah. So it was just my hobby. And then when I got asked to do it, I was like, oh, this will be fun. I don't even care if I make any money off of it. Like, I like to talk about golf, and this will be fun. It's my buddy. We're both members of the same club. And then it's like turned into this whole thing. And I mean, golf is exploding right now, obviously, with like what Barstool
is it a growing sport?
Oh my God. It's insane.
Really?
Yeah, like the golf influencer world is crazy. The YouTube golf, like these guys are making so much money. It's crazy. Barstool just did this, this big tournament for $1 million with all these YouTube celebrities. It's crazy. So yeah. So if you're a golf fan, you should watch Vanity Index Podcast on Golf Channel Wednesdays starting in January.
Yes, you should. And I've been thinking about getting into golf. Maybe, I don't know.
You should.
It's like surfing. It seems like something you could do for a very long time.
Exactly. And then if you have kids and stuff, you can do it with them. And
yeah, my wife, she kind of likes it a little bit. She's been taking some lessons with her girlfriend because her dad likes it, and I guess she's been trying to get into it. So maybe it's my time to pick up the old clubs.
Do it.
They say I got a good swing. I've chipped around a little bit with some folks that play, and they said I had a good swing. So maybe there's a little bit of a diamond in the rough here.
Yeah, and if not, you can just go get drunk in a golf cart and drive around a beautiful place for 4 hours. Like that's fun.
That don't sound bad, right? Yeah. I'll be eating a little micro dose of mushrooms and just go. And just start cranking some. What do you do? A good 9 holes or something?
You can't. By the way, the microdose thing in golf is like a huge thing. Like a lot of people are doing it.
Put you in the zone. You get superpowers.
You'll go full Rain Man. You'll see the breaking of every putt and everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that would be me. And then maybe I'll be having a little margarita around the 4th hole.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of. Yeah, maybe it's time to get.
It's time. Let's do it.
I think it's time. Hey, before I forget, there's always a couple questions I like to ask. But I know, before we let you go here, when it comes to coffee, are you a black, milk?
I am black with depends on how big the coffee is, but with like 1 sweetener.
Okay. All right. Black with a little sweet.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. If you did have to pick milk or half and half, what would it be?
I guess half and half. I mean, if you're going to go for it, might as well go for the good stuff.
You seem like, I knew you were a smart guy. And in your past travel there, in your recent memory of it, do you have something that you're craving or missing from your time in Toronto, restaurant wise? Like right now, if you could go get something.
Toronto has this little like Portuguese. I'm Portuguese, so they had this Portuguese part of town that had these amazing tapas restaurants, and I wish that there was one close to me in Midtown New York because I would go right now.
Right now, yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. Best pizza in LA.
Oh, in LA, Pizzana. Any of the locations, but in New York,
solid.
I would say Bleecker Street Pizza.
All right, classic there.
Oh yeah.
If you had to pick one, red wine or white wine?
Oh,
I know it sucks. That's
I like white wine actually.
You could drink it more often.
Yeah, and I feel like red wine I get really tired with, whereas white wine I'm good.
Yeah, you got to be in the mood.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. All right, 2 more. Prettiest golf course?
Pebble Beach probably, or Cypress Point. But my favorite.
Where's Cypress Point?
It's in Pebble Beach as well.
Oh, okay.
But I think my favorite golf course I've ever played is St. Andrews, which is the old course, the oldest golf course ever. I got to play it this last year, and it was religious.
Where's that?
It's in Scotland, in the town called St. Andrews, and it's like where golf was invented, and it was the most religious experience I've ever had in my entire life. It was beautiful.
I love that.
It was beautiful. I was like crying, like, oh my God, look at this.
Man, that sounds awesome. All right, last one before we let you go here, Wells. Last meal, all right? We got the gigs up, the final season of the Wells Adams show. What are we trying to eat here?
It's a good question. I'm a Californian, so I'm going to say Mexican food. I want.
Oh, that's not bad.
I want Baja tacos. Maybe one shrimp, one carne asada, one maybe like a lengua or a cabeza with some onions, some cilantro, and some good hot sauce. That to me, there's nothing better than that. And then for dessert, anything that the bakers made on Sweet Empire Winter Wars from the Food Network show that I'm doing, that everyone should go watch. All the stuff that they fed me on the show was insanely good.
Amazing. Great answer. And Wells, thanks for joining. And be sure to check out the show, guys. Like I said, it comes out. It's on at 9 p.m. on the Food Network. You can catch it on, what'd you say there?
Sundays.
HBO Max. Sundays, sorry.
And then, on HBO Max the next day.
Beautiful. Well, Wells, thanks again, man. Great chatting with you, and looking forward to watching the show.
All right. See you, buddy. Thank you.
See you.
This episode was produced by Brad Leone and Carolyn Gagnon in partnership with Studio 71. It was edited by Kate Brunotts with music by Harrison Menzel.